Today we're looking at a body lock takedown, block and drive with a rotation that was completed by this fighter Pedro in the gray shorts at the UFC last weekend. And it's one of the better body lock takedowns that I've seen in competition. So what you're gonna see is Pedro in the gray shorts is going to enter into the clinch using strikes to open his opponent up, because it's very hard to connect to someone when they've got their arms in front of them in full mobility. But he's also going to use the cage to kind of corral his opponent. He's going to get decent position, but he's going to have some issues, and we'll talk about that. And then he overcomes those issues and gets his opponent to the ground really nicely. So here's our strikes that get him into the clinch. So they're in a clinch right now. Pedro's got double underhooks, so all the inside space, but his head's not in great position. This is the best opportunity for his opponent to get away. If his opponent would have framed his head, so pushed his head away on the same side as his hips, which it's already on right now, but if he would have framed it to that side, so the green shorts to his left, he probably could have got out right there. He could have freed up his hips and got out of this, but he didn't do that. Again, I'm not in there. Easy for me to say sitting here, but that's what happened. So Pedro in the gray shorts is gonna fix his improper head position right here, and he's gonna get a little better angle. So that's great head position right there, and it's pretty good angle. It's almost optimal. What he needs to do here, if he wants to make it as easy as possible, is he's got to drop his hands lower on the green shorts waist on his hip to really control the hip, and then he's got to get his own hips. Pedro in the gray has got to get his own hips up into his opponent's hips. And if he would have been able to do that, the takedown would have been easier. But again, it's a fight. It's dynamic. It's hard to do. I'm just talking about ideal situations. So they jockey for position here. The deal is Pedro is dominating that headspace. He's got his head up under his opponent's chin, and he's keeping his opponent from being able to do much to him. The one thing that the green shorts is doing well here is he's framing on Pedro's arm at the elbow, just keeping him from getting connected the way he wants to. So Pedro solves that problem by disrupting his opponent's base, using his right knee against the back of his opponent's left knee to disrupt the base, and then he gets better connected, but he still doesn't get quite low enough to make this as easy as it could have been. Right here. Okay, so he disrupts his base. Guy's about to fall backwards. If he had been better connected, he'd have got him down right there. But his opponent manages to get his base under him a little bit, and then Pedro, what he does, because he's not as well connected, he's not in perfect position, but he does something awesome here. He rotates him to his right and brings him flat on his back and completes the takedown. And you can see, even when they went down, you can see right here, we'll back it up just a little bit. Let's go ahead and back it up to right there. When they go down, his body lock is high up in the guy's ribs, so he doesn't really have his hips. Even right there, you can see he doesn't have his hips. If he had his hips, this would have been easier, but he compensated by rotating. And again, dynamic situation, trained professional fighter. All things considered, this is one of the better body lock takedowns that I've seen in competition. Go ahead and leave questions, concerns, comments, but I just wanted to kind of break that down for you guys. For anyone that's a student of mine in jiu-jitsu, or that I teach self-defense to as a first responder, you know that I love the body lock, and you kind of see why right here is once you get there, it's hard for someone to keep you from putting them on the ground.